Now, I don't know why, but every time I have a pee on a mucky, winning is what they call working smart, not hard. Pay a lot of money for things like this. Yeah. Sit on the side of your quad bike.
You seen much bullying, Josh, at all?
No, I haven't actually. Just doing a spot of fencing in the rain. That group of cows over there are going to come into here. The man in deep thought. Ah yes, safe as houses.
I think when we come back we'll invest in some new string.
For there, yes. Morning guys. Operation Move Cattle ain't quite going to plan here at the moment. We want to take a group of cows that were in this field behind me here, and we want to take them to the field at the beginning of the video. You saw where those trees are, so there's a silage field in the middle. We're going to get the other side. Now there is a gate in each corner that we could just run them across the bottom, but the danger is they just decide to go in the silage field and then we can't move them. What we're going to do is go out the top of this track on the road here, down alongside, and there's a gate off the road into the field we want them to go into. Only problem is we need both me and John in front of the cows when we come out of here. And they're currently down there mucking around. Yeah. It's not going quite how we want it to at the moment. They say third time's the charm. We've had the cows out on the road twice already. We've encountered some traffic both times and had to drive them back. So hopefully in a minute, John will come around that corner with a load of cows. I'm going to go stand down the bottom end of the road just so they go in the field gateway. It's been, what should have taken 10 minutes, it's taken the best part of half an hour, I would have thought by now. But they've caught up to me. This is good football pre-season workout. Right girls, that way. Yes. So this is our heifers, a nice little roan coloured one. Hopefully they're all in calf. There's also, I think there's 10 older cows with them as well. There's John on the buggy. Look at that, first time.
Yeah.
Ah, there's a mole.
Lots of moles. Well, lots of hills.
Lots of mole hills.
Yes.
Just doing a update on the old rushes. Look at that, they look sick.
In what sense of the word?
Well, not like good sick.
Oh, right. They're going all gangster on.
They look all brown and dying. It's good.
Well, it looks like they've got frostbite.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen them with frostbitten fingers?
But I mean, when the last time I come and looked, so the tops of them had gone like grey like that. Yeah. Just looked like they've been scorched a bit, but that one is. I mean, like I could pull that out. Look at that's the bottom of it. Death. That's the bottom.
This won't be too long until we cut it, won't it?
No, I think we'll be silage in
fortnight.
In a couple of weeks, yeah, if it's dry.
Fortnight? A couple of weeks.
It's like when someone says, "Do you want to come out for a couple pints?" That's a very grey area. Hello, sheep. Doing my job as the gate boy. Right, John's just come back to tie that gate up so they don't escape into a silage field. They are well up in here. Heads down, grazing. One of the creep feeders here. Won't be too long before the calves get weaned. Got a new boiler suit on.
It's yours.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, of course, it's got the hole in the crotch.
Yeah. I'm not sure why you put a hole there, but you did.
I did, well, you know.
Yeah, see?
JM. Right, we managed to move those cows in the end. We'd got a bit of better weather now. Me and John and Craig were on mission empty the shed of muck. So we saw a bit of that in one of the last videos I've done. I got my tractor key. I'm gonna go jump in my tractor, fill up with dung, and then John's gonna follow me down to one of our hard standings that isn't actually too far away from us. We're gonna push a load of dung up and we're gonna try and get rid of most of the shed because we need to wash it out. Here is the tractor, looking all nice and stuff. I need to chuck some diesel and AdBlue in it really. We might do that when we come back to fill up the second time. Just do a quick walk round, make sure all the tyres have got plenty of air in them. Make sure the door is shut. It's always a good thing. Tyres all look good. We could even be proactive and check the oil. Oh. See what the dipstick says. Loads. Nice one. The back end oil on these tractors is in a little sight glass, and I always forget which side. I think it's this side somewhere. Yeah, there it is. You probably can't see that very well, but the oil is above the level. That's all good, so let's, of course it's locked. Let's go load up. How's about that for service? Sit in the cab, get loaded. That's a bit of a bump. This side is now complete washing out. Other than I see some of it has actually made its way back over. That's all dry, which is nice. Yeah, we've got more than half of this side out. We'll clear a fair chunk of that today as well. And then there's obviously a lot of forking to do around the sides. Gives you a nice little before and after, really, doesn't it? This is what the shed looks like before we done all that washing. That's what it looks like afterwards. As I said, if anyone saw the last video, this stuff's pretty well rotted already. It's been turned a couple times, so it's quite heavy. But apart from that corner there, that's not about anything tipped on. Come in here and we'll soak all the ground, leave it for a while, let it all soften up, get the pressure washer in and then wash it all this way, and as we go we scrape it up and whatever and take it away, and it'll be spick and span. We do all the gates, everything as we go along. If you're an eagle-eyed viewer, you might realise that we're using our grain bucket at the moment to load dung with. Because our dung bucket has met its maker. It has got so thin it's just finally collapsed. So I think there's probably a new dung bucket on the horizon. It's a bit past patching up. I need to sort out a power shaft guard as well for the topper. That is on my list of jobs to do this week. Just looking at the tyres as well on the tractor. These were new last year. And these guys have still got a fair bit of tread on them. For whatever reason, our rear tyres wore out a long time before our fronts. So we had Michelin's on the back, same as the ones that were on the front there. And we've actually gone to a, I believe it was a Verdestein. Yes, it is Verdestein. Very, very hard wearing tyre. That's a bucketful. Chuck another couple in the front. That'll probably be about right because it is heavy. Of course, we're loading all these trailers with dung. Before too long, we'll want to be doing our harvest. All the wheat around here. We'll have to take this one apart, take the tops off. Another thing to wash out. We're off for this load. So for anyone that watched the last video, I said at the very end of it, I was taking another sample of barley home to test. That sample tested out at 14.7%. So our contractor Tom of Robinson's Agricultural Services, who you would have seen a lot of pictures and bits of video from me before, they actually have their yard quite close to where our barley was, so they went on and done it. They cut the corn, took it away for us into their storage for the weekend, got out there with their fusion baler, baled up all the straw, done it all that evening. So thank you to those guys. We will see them when they come here to do our wheat for us, so we'll make sure we get them on video then. The barley didn't yield fantastic. We had a lot of small grain, really suffered in the dry period of the summer we had when everything was at its sort of grain filling stage. But the barley that we grow, the 5 or 6 hectares of barley that we grow, is just to feed our brown cattle as a concentrate in the winter. So I think we had roughly 30 tonnes off of just over 5 hectares. So not breaking any yield records, but that'll be absolutely plenty for what we want to feed over the winter. So the next job up there will be to get that ground cultivated or scratched up, and sprayed off, and then we'll put grass into that. So that will go back into grass. We'll have a couple other fields that are either getting a bit tired or patchy or whatever that John wants to reseed for next year, so we'll put those into barley and we'll start the process again. We made it! Now the rest of the dung that is down here come out of another shed that hadn't been turned once already, and you can see the difference between this and the colour of it compared to this. So what John's going to do now is basically there's two or three rows of dung here. John's just going to pick it up, chuck it on top of itself. That starts the composting process again. It will break down a lot easier, so that when we want to spread this on the ground that we'll cut for second cut, it will be much more readily available and break down into the ground quicker. Ground that is the other side of these trees, as we cut for first cut and we'll cut for second cut, doesn't get that much dung, which is one of the reasons why we wanted to bring this dung down here this year. We've got a little path down here, we can get to all the ground there easily with the dung spreader, and put a lot of muck back onto that ground that doesn't normally get it. The only thing we might end up doing is incorporating a bit of stone, but it's been driven on, it's packed down well enough. Hopefully we won't. Yeah, you can see what John's doing there, just tipping it all up on itself. Right, I'm going to head back. I need diesel and AdBlue. John will be down here for 10 minutes pushing that up, so I can go do that whilst there's no way of loading back home. John was going to come down with a chainsaw in a minute and just have a bit of a bash at this hedge here on the road junction, because as you can see, you can't see anything that way, and that's the way the traffic's coming from. So he's going to get in there and hike all that down and flatten out a bit, just so we can see a little bit around that corner, because you've got to be well out into the road before you can see anything that way, and by which time you're already in the far side. I mean, look how fast that car just went past. If they touch the front weight of the tractor, be a calamity. So hopefully John will come down and do that. I'll keep moving some dung. We'll soon get that pile in the shed shifted. Right, trailer's floating down. We are getting some dung shifted this afternoon, I must say. John's done a blooming good job. You can see where the dung was up to here, and shoving it all back, so I've got loads of space. I can double tip here all the way along. More space around here. John is just at the gateway down there. He is cutting all that back. He's got some cones out in the road so people can see him. He's obviously in his orange high-vis that we all wear. I just thought I would take the opportunity whilst I am here to go to the little boys' room, which is just around there. Now, I don't know why, but every time I have a pee on a muck heap, I feel like I am contributing to giving back to the soil somehow when it gets spread. Strange, I know. Right, let's carry on, Jeff. Now, I would say we have made a fair dent in this shed today in the last couple of hours. John wants a hand down with his chainsawing mission. He's got one tree that he's a bit worried might fall the wrong way. Just going to head down over the handler and just prop it so that when he cuts it I can push it back into the bit of land that we own, so it's not on the road. Much safer for us road users. Someone's made it all mucky. Goodness me. I had to get angry with it. It's far harder than it should have been. Well, I'd say that went to plan. There's the tree. little bit of it there. Hopefully one much wider entrance. What do you reckon?
Hey!
So what do you reckon? I can guess where that bit will end up.
Where do you think that will go then?
It's probably going to end up on a fire in your house.
Somewhere near Yofa.
Somewhere near Yofa.
Yeah.
That's much better, at least you can see around the corner.
Well, it's always a lot safer now, isn't it?
Yeah, because it is a blimmin' fast piece of road.
Well, yeah, they still come up over that brow and then they're on you, isn't it?
Yeah. Raining now.
Cutting through that one, cutting the gob in. I was like, why the bloody hell go through? And there's a piece the other side that I was going through as well. Hell of a tree surgeon, me.
Yeah. Might have gone to college for that.
Yeah.
We've got a pile of brash here. John's had the good wood out the middle. All the big chunks, cut them up. He's just going to shift the truck in case there's some form of incident. And then we'll push all the little stuff in under the trees. Yeah, I'm sure there's some wildlife that will absolutely love that. Be a haven for something. Right, I just gave it another quick push up whilst I'm here with the grab, so we've got even more space now to tip some more dung. That grab is a monstrous great thing. That thing's heavy enough that when you boom right out with it, it sets the alarm off on the Manitou and puts you into, well, I call it balloon mode. You've got to press the switch to get yourself out of it. There'll be more dung in the next video, I'm sure. Probably try and move some more tomorrow. Got some sheds to wash, the various other bits going on. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do remember to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you to everyone who has been subscribing recently. We've had a real jump in numbers, which is brilliant, showing everyone what we do here on the farm. If you want to look down in the description for all my links to all my other forms of social media, and you can do. And we'll see you guys on another video very soon. Cheerio.
Like a drug that